Okay, so you guys, check this out. I was talking to Grayson last night, and he is scared that there is like a raccoon in our roof. He somehow got the idea that because we have pieces of soffit and our roof is busted up from the hurricane, that it's cold and rainy out, and so it's the perfect place for creatures to crawl up into. And he's terrified that a raccoon is going to come like busting down on him in the middle of the night. This kid. Anyway, so he heard something and he ran into my room last night and he's like, Mom, 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 And so I was like, okay, let's read Psalm 91 because you don't have anything to fear. And he ended up going back to bed perfectly calm, slept great all last night. But the reason I have to tell you guys this is because I was reading Psalm 91, and while I was reading Psalm 91, Acts chapter 5 popped into my head. And so, okay, hear me out. All right. Psalm 91:1, He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So that phrase, the shadow of the Almighty, really stuck out to me. And so if you continue reading, it says that He's my refuge and my fortress. He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence, right? He's going to deliver you from any demonic oppression or entity, and He is going to deliver you from any perilous pestilence, any kind of infirmity, which we know Jesus did. So if you go to Acts chapter 5, verse 15 is where it says, and it's talking about they brought the sick out into the streets and laid them on the beds and couches, that at least the shadow of Peter passing by might fall on some of them. And so here we're talking about the shadow of Peter falling on these people, excuse me, falling on these people. And if you continue reading, it says, bringing healing to the sick and completely delivering anyone tormented by unclean spirits. And so it's this shadow. And so that got me thinking, like, how does Peter's shadow do this? So if you go to Blue Letter and you look up G4639, which is the word skia, which is shadow, one of the definitions is an adumbration. So I had to look up what that was because I didn't know. An adumbration is a resemblance of something, an imperfect representation of a thing. And how cool is that? Peter is a man, an imperfect representation of Christ on earth. And it gets better. So, sorry, I'm like out of breath because I'm excited. Another definition for skia is shade caused by the interception of light. And to intercept something is to, like, I can just think of football, right? Like you catch it and you hold on to it, you intercept it. And this is intercepting light. Well, Holy Spirit living inside of us, we are intercepting Holy Spirit. And so the shadow that we cast is the shadow that He casts. And then the third definition is shade caused, no, I just read you that one, is an image cast by an object and representing the form of that object. So there it is again, like we're representing the form of Christ on this earth, and Peter's shadow was the shadow of the Almighty because He is that representation. And if you look in Webster's 1828, a shadow is an inseparable companion. And how beautiful is that? That our inseparable inseparable companion, the Holy Spirit, that's the shadow. I'm just so excited this morning, and I had to share it. I love you guys.